Do you want to build a snowman?
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No, I'm going to put a song on your computer.
Thank you so much.
Is that blue?
Yeah, here you go, buddy.
Is that
You got it? Thank
birthday
you.
cake pop? Is that birthday cake?
Thank you, you too.
Is that a birthday cake pop?
It's an Earth cake pop, buddy. Yeah. Hopefully this is not a sign. 2020 was rough. 2021. This is hopefully not a sign of what Earth's gonna look like. Our son Noah is 3 years old now, and I've personally found there to be quite an interesting paradox with having a toddler in the house. Those of you with small kids, or those of you that can remember when your kids were small, can no doubt exactly relate to what I'm going to say. Sometimes keeping up with their antics during the day can be so physically and mentally exhausting that you subconsciously find yourself counting down the minutes until whenever their next nap is so you can finally relax and take a break.
There's two over here.
What's going on? There's some doggy.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Merry Christmas.
Thank you.
But then, when they finally are down for a nap, you do the opposite. You find yourself counting the hours until they wake up again because you miss them so much and all the smiles and joy that they bring into the room just by being there. Every day seems like such a gift, and there's always a part of you, even at your most tired moment, that recognizes that this time of life won't last forever. One of the silver linings of the whole COVID-19 pandemic has been that for myself and many others, we've been able to work from home a lot more. This means that we get to experience aspects of our kids' lives that no doubt we would have missed out on under normal circumstances. While I am at home, there's one phrase that I hear almost every day, and usually it's multiple times a day. Daddy, can you play with me?
Hey, Daddy, can you play with me?
Now sometimes this question comes at less than ideal times. Maybe it's early in the morning and I'm on my way into my workroom with a cup of coffee in my hands, desperately hoping that it's going to wake me up and get my brain in gear in time to start my workday. Maybe I'm on my way to a meeting. When I say on my way to a meeting, really what I mean is on my way to log on to Skype for a virtual meeting, because all meetings are virtual these days. Even when I'm off work, maybe I just need to talk to Mom for a little bit about something serious or get a few chores done. I guess if I'm honest, there's even some times where what I'm doing isn't even really important. Maybe I'm just trying to escape the stress of everyday life by watching a few sports highlights or checking my phone notifications, catching up on some pretty insignificant piece of news. But when I'm lying awake at night, thinking about my day, reviewing what I did that really mattered and what maybe didn't matter so much, it's many times this particular phrase that comes back to echo in my ears, even haunt me some days. Daddy, can you play with me? How many more opportunities is life going to grant me to hear those precious words? One day my son will be a teenager. At that point, I don't know how interested he's going to be in playing with his dad. One day, if the Lord allows it, he'll even have his own family and kids to take care of, and he'll be all grown up. Whatever the case may be, no doubt, there's going to be plenty of times where I look back to this time of life, and I wish I could just hear those words one more time. Daddy, will you play with me? Was what I was doing at the time really so important that it was worth missing an opportunity to spend time with my little buddy? Maybe next time, instead of waiting for him to ask, I'll be the one to ask him the question. Hey buddy, can you play with me? I think there will always be a part of every parent's heart that wants their kids to, stay little forever. But really, that desire is probably more selfish than it is anything. It's definitely not God's plan. He designed that our kids would grow up and become mature adults that are contributing value to their society and have their own kids and families that they're loving and raising. Really, our kids belong to Him, and we're just stewards that have been entrusted with a beautiful and intimate task of taking care of them and raising them to know Him along the way. Deuteronomy chapter 6 verses 4 through 7 says, and I'm reading from the Net version, "Listen, Israel, the Lord is our God. The Lord is one. You must love the Lord your God with your whole mind, your whole being, and all your strength. These words that I'm commanding you this day must be kept in mind, and you must teach them to your children, and speak of them as you sit in your house, as you walk along the road, as you lie down, and as you get up." Ephesians chapter 6 and verse 4 says, "And you, fathers, provoke not your children to wrath, but bring them up in the nurture and admonition of the Lord." These verses outline our job as parents, which is to raise our children in such a way, through our words, through our correction, through our discipline, through our spending time with them, raise them in such a way that they'll know the Lord for themselves. The best way that I found for myself to accomplish this is not by trying to raise my kid to be some sort of ultra-religious or hyper-spiritual guru that can quote the Bible backwards and forwards and knows how to follow a certain set of cultural customs that make him appear to be a good Christian to society's standards. But the best way that I found is that if I first, as a parent, can learn to humbly receive the words of the Lord and apply them to my own life, if I can know Him for myself in a personal and intimate way, now when I spend time with my kid, my prayer is that they can see Christ in me. Even when I'm doing something as simple as just spending time playing with them, my life can be a living letter of instruction, and what I know about the Lord can rub off on my little friend as well.